So essentially you aim for the stars and worst case you end up on the moon, right? Type of approach. It's really interesting because I see lots of people nowadays, I used to do it myself. We set goals that are way too low and then you're not excited about them, right? If you set something that doesn't really get you out of the bed in the morning, then I mean, you won't accomplish it because you enter this spiral of, hey, I'm not excited, therefore I'm not going to put enough effort. So you don't get the results. So then you say to yourself, oh, I guess I don't have the results. I told myself I cannot do it. And it kind of goes like this. So it's really big realization, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, something else that I learned was as I accomplished more, because I was never a guy, I mean, they talk about all the ingredients for success, and you know this, and a lot of successful people have this. You know, absolutely, it's about work ethic, and it's about pushing through adversity, and it's about being able to adjust and surround yourself with the right people, and all these things that are important. But how big you're thinking is the biggest part of it, you know. And it's one of those things where I've always had the other parts down pat. I was working harder than anybody else when I was in the room. I wanted to win every race and always looking for outside resources to become better and that kind of thing. But why was I not allowing myself to think out of this world? And the more you'd accomplish, you'd have bigger goals. But I do remember my freshman year making my goals, and my goal was to beat everyone on my team when it should have been far bigger. Right. I mean, those are some small goals, but they shouldn't have stopped there. I had written down a hit list of people that I wanted to beat, and it was everyone on my team. And I'm like, you know, looking back, the way I was working and my ability, it called for a much bigger goal than that. But at the same time, it set the precedent. The more I accomplished, then I started to think bigger. And then I wanted to place in the Pac-10, which is a qualifying for the Nationals. Then I want to get to the tournament, NCAA Division I tournament. And when you start doing these little things, you start thinking bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. But I encourage people, don't be afraid to let yourself think really, really, really big from the get-go, which I like to call an output goal, like, you know, becoming the president of the United States or becoming a world champion. You can have that output goal that you can't necessarily control. You can't go in and make sure that everybody votes your name, or you can't dictate how life will happen when you get in an actual fight with another person that wants the same thing. But that output goal versus the input goal, which is things you can check off a list. Mm-hmm. I can get up and I can run 2 miles. I can learn a new trick every day. I can shake, 50 people's hands and introduce myself every day. Those things, I can eat an egg in the morning and drink a smoothie. I can check that off a list. So separating those two things, which you can't control, from the things that you want, was another big lesson for me.
Alright, so if you're still watching this video, the chances are you really enjoyed it. And if that's the case, well, first of all, thank you for your time, but also make sure that you subscribe and click on that little bell notification button. The simple reason is that if you don't click on it, you may not get notified when I publish new videos. Once again, thank you so much and have an amazing day.